They might actually use an ultimate ray. Who knows? Okay, ultimate creation. So we got our Birdkeeper switch. But if we Birdkeeper retreat, we can't use Spikemuth because they're gonna knock it out with Amazing Surge. So we have to watch out for that one. So no Spikemuth. But at least we get to hit 200. If they have a Leon, very unlikely because they're playing Kyogre. A lot of extra cards already needed. They're even playing a Dragonite. That's like a lot of cards. I wonder why. I wonder how they got the space for all those tool cards and energy switches. Because you don't need much to knock it out. You only need 3 Met Party cards. But they apparently have really bad arrangements because, I mean, Psychic Energy is just not a smart move. Hello everybody, welcome back to Bearware the Terrible! So today we have a new deck in the standard format for you called the Bleeding Thorns. So in Bleeding Thorns, we have our Galarian Runerigus with a Spreading Spite attack, allowing you to place 2 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like for each damage counter on your Galarian Runerigus. So how do we pile up damage counters on our Galarian Runerigus? We do it with our Spikemuth card, which allows you to put 2 damage counters on your opponent's on your Pokemon as you switch it out of the active spot. So it works for both players. But it also works for us. That means we get to place damage counters on our Galarian Runerigus with our Switch card, with our Bird Keepers, and with our Air Balloons. Air Balloons allow you free retreats for all of your Pokemons in this deck because we are using only 2 retreat cost Pokemons in this deck. So we have also a Galarian Sirfetch'd in this deck because the ability allows it to work very well with our Bird Keeper Switch Air Balloon combo deck. So with all those switcheroo cards, Galarian Sirfetch'd became the ideal card for this deck. The ideal supporting card is not just a supporting card, it is also a bonus card. So those switcheroos works really well with our Spikemuth and our Galarian Runerigus, but it also allows us to give a huge boost to our Galarian Sirfetch'd card because Galarian Sirfetch'd V has the Resolute Spear ability, which allows you to attach any number of fighting energy from your other Pokemon to it as you switch it into the active spot. So whenever you switch Galarian Sirfetch'd V from the bench position into the active spot, you get to attach all fighting type energies from all of your other Pokemon, any of your other Pokemon to it. As it becomes the new active Pokemon. So fighting energy here refers to all special fighting energy as well. So it also refers to your stone energies, your Aurora energy, and your rainbow energy if it is an expanded format, but this is in standard format, so we are not concerned with that. We're not using Aurora energies in this deck because we are only featuring fighting / rock type in this deck. So we are not gonna be using any Auroras, but just to let you know, just for knowledge wise, it is important to know that it also works for Aurora energy because Aurora represents all type energies. So Aurora is basically a fighting energy as well. So you get to switch Aurora from your other Pokemon into your Galarian Sirfetch'd as you switch it into the new active spot. So that is just something to note because it is pretty important to note every little details of the game so that you get to know how the game works, and if you know the mechanics of it, you can win better. So every little detail matters. That's what I'm trying to say. And we also have a Marshadow in this deck. Marshadow allows us to reset the stadium spot, the stadium hole, because if they put a chaotic spell, then we can't be playing any Spikemuth, and we want to be using Spikemuth on our turn. Otherwise, we can't place damage counters on our Galarian Runerigus, and that would set us off for one turn. We don't want to be set off any turn. We don't want to be set back. We don't want to be slowed down by even one turn, because that is enough for them to do auto creation and knock us out and win the game. So we don't want that to happen. It is very competitive in the standard deck. One turn is all it takes to win. So that is why Marshadow is here. And we also have our Xyus, because Xyu has the Unnerve ability. That means they can't use Boss Order, they can't use Crushing Hammer. If you attach your fighting energies onto Xyu, they have no way of discarding it or using a Team Yell even to put it back into your hand, because Xyu's Unnerve ability blocks all effects of trainer cards. So Xyu is pretty strong, but if you place it on your bench, they can't boss order it, but if you place it on your bench, they can still knock it out with damage counters or damage. That is why it's better to have a Mew. A Mew protects Xyu from damage, but it doesn't protect it from damage counters. But it's always better to have a Mew in pair with Xyu. The reason we don't have Mew is because we need space for other cards in this deck, but you can add it if you like. This is my deck list. You can modify it if you like. This is just the way I prefer to have it, because Mew actually doesn't do much, because they are probably gonna target Galarian Runerigus and our Sirfetch'd instead of our Xyu. They're probably not gonna be they're probably not gonna be worried about Xyu unless you charge it with too much energies. But we are basically trying to charge Xyu because they can't do anything. They can't discard energies from Xyu. So they might actually be targeting Xyu because we are attaching a lot of energies onto it. They might be expecting maybe a Sableye V or a Nanu for any other basic dark Pokemons. So it might be best to protect your Xyu with a Mew, but the reason I don't is because I find it more crucial to have other cards in this deck. So also for some reason they don't really target my Xyus. They usually target my Galarian Runerigus whenever I play this deck, or my Sirfetch'd, but usually I won't be placing Sirfetch'd that early in the game. Usually I would only be placing Sirfetch'd whenever I need to switch it out, because then it would be knocked out for 2 prize cards. So I don't want it to be knocked out before I do a Meteor Smash hit. So it's always better to place your Sirfetch'd whenever you can attack, whenever you can switch it and immediately right off the bat attack. Then you'll place your Galarian Sirfetch'd. So the main strategy of this deck is to place your Xyu on the bench, place any active Pokemon, and then charge your Xyus with a lot of energies. That's why we have a lot of BDs in this deck. We have 4 BDs to be able to charge our energy as fast as possible, because Meteor Smash is 3 energy cost. So we are trying to charge Xyu as fast as possible, and then place our Galarian Sirfetch'd on the next turn, charge an extra energy, because if we play a BD, we are going to charge 2 energies on our first turn, and then on the next turn we only need to add an extra energy on any of our Pokemons, and then switch our Galarian Sirfetch'd into the active spot, and then transfer all energies into our Galarian Sirfetch'd to do our Meteor Smash right off the bat. And then after that, we just have to Bird Keeper. For if possible, if we can get out another Sirfetch'd, that would be ideal, because if it's best to have 2 Sirfetch'd in play, then you can switch around and transfer energy and attack turn after turn with no issues at all. All you need to do is switch from one Sirfetch'd to the other, and then transfer energies from one Sirfetch'd to the other. So that would be the ideal case. But if you can't do that, you have to do double switches. You have to switch Galarian Sirfetch'd out of the active spot and then switch it back into the active spot to reactivate its ability. So to reactivate its attack, because otherwise it will not be able to attack on the next turn. So to be able to remove the effect of the attack, we need to switch it out and back into the active spot if we don't have another Sirfetch'd in play. So that is a bit tricky, because we will need either an Air Balloon and a Switch, or an Air Balloon and a Bird Keeper, or any 2 of those 3 cards in any combination. So it's a bit tricky because we only have 9 of those cards. We don't have 12, because it's better to have space for other cards in this deck. We have 3 of each: Bird Keepers, Switch, and Air Balloons. So we also have all those other supporter cards. We have Hapus. Hapu allow us to speed up our draw. We discard the rest that we don't need. and we don't have rods in this deck. It might be better to have rods because Hapu discards your Pokemon cards as well. And also we have Professor's Research, which might mean that you have to discard Pokemon cards from your hand as well. We have Dedeans in this deck. We have 2 Professor's Research, 2 Hapus, and 2 Marnies. We have 3 Bird Keepers to draw cards, and we have we have 3 setup cards. We have 1 Professor Oak's Research. Sorry, we have 1 Professor Oak's setup and 2 Sonias. So we also have all those special energies and basic energies. We have a lot of energies in this deck because we want to be drawing them so that we get to BD as fast as possible. So we have 12 energies and we have 2 energy spinners. Where's my energy spinner? There we go. So we have 14 energy 14 cards to allow us to 14 energy cards essentially, because the other 2 extra cards allow us to summon those energies. So those 14 energies, and those 2 cards are item cards as well, so it's very easy to switch them for energies. So those 14 cards will be very likely to turn up in pairs so that we get to use our BD to attach an extra energy onto our bench Pokemon, because that extra energy count a lot to our meter smash, and because they can't discard our energies with either crushing hammers or team yell, BD actually does a lot. You know, just because they can't discard our energy, BD is a huge advantage. So we also have 2 twin energies because Galarian Runerigus Spreading Spite is 2 energy cost and is only 2 colorless, so we get to use twin energy if we need to. Twin energy also allow your Galarian Sirfetch'd to attack because it is 2 fighting and 1 colorless. Twin energy obviously acts as only 1 colorless for a V card, but maybe that's all we need, and maybe that's all we can do. You know, sometimes you might need to attach it to a Galarian Sirfetch'd is what I'm trying to say. And we also have 8 basic energy cards because we need to summon them with our energy spinner. We don't want to have too much special energies in this deck, because if we have too much of them, our basic energies might turn up in our prize cards and we might have no way of summoning them. We might have no way of summoning our special energies. So it's better to have a lot of basic energies than all those special energies. Also, if you have special energies, they might have a Galarian Persian, sorry, not Galarian, Alolan Persian GX, which protects it from special energy special energy cards, Pokemon with special energy cards attached to them, and they might also discard your special energy cards with a dangerous drill or any other effects of attacks, something like that. So special energy is actually dangerous to use, and also they might have a Dusknoir with the ability that changes all special energy into colorless type energy. So that's actually dangerous for our Meteor Smash, because Meteor Smash is 2 fighting and 1 star. So if you have 2 stones and a twin energy attached to your Galarian Sirfetch'd, then all of them will act as star energy, as colorless energy. Then you can't attack with Meteor Smash anymore. So if they have a Dusknoir in play, you have to watch out, because stone energy becomes a colorless energy, and it has no effect at all. It does not reduce damage by 20. So it is important to watch out for that Dusknoir. That's what I'm trying to say. And then we have all those other cards. I just want to go briefly through the deck list. We have 3 Exus, 3 everything is in 3s. So we have 3 of each Exus: Galarian Sirfetch'd, Galarian Runerigus, and Galarian Yamask. We have 2 Dedenne GXs and 1 Resetting the Hole, 1 Marshadow. And we have 2 Evolution Incenses, we have 2 Energy Spinners, 1 Pokemon Communication, 3 Quick Balls, 3 Switch, 3 Spikemuth, 4 BDs, 3 Bird Keepers, 2 Marnies, 2 Hapus, and 2 Professor's Research. We have 2 Sonias, 1 Professor Oak's Setup, 3 Air Balloons, 2 Special Energies, so 2 Stone Energies and 2 Twin Energies, and we have 8 Basic Fighting type Energies. So let's go briefly through the music for today. The music I'm featuring today is from Xmod Matt. So if you haven't checked out their channel, go. They feature good music. So today I'm gonna feature their hip hop and rap type music. So today is the hip hop vibe. So let's go for gameplay. So let's go for our first game with the Bleeding Thorns deck. Bleeding Thorns. All we need to do in the first few turns is to attach energy to our Exus as fast as we can, so that we can do back-to-back Meteor Smash as fast as we can, because that is all we need to worry about. To start with, it's better to do Meteor Smash and then worry later on about your Runerigus, because Runerigus actually does a lot to their bench Pokemon. If they play a lot of loose basic cards, then Runerigus can place damage counters on their bench Pokemon and knock out quite a lot. So if they have a Dedenne GX, you can actually knock out with one hit if you have 8 damage counter on your Runerigus. So we can BD on the first turn, that's perfect. But we don't have an XU to protect our energies. Energy Spinner and BD is a good combo. If it shows up on the first turn, it's just the best. So we are not playing any GX attacks. We are not using Tingly Return because we have no lightning energies. So we don't need to be worrying about. We don't need to worry about the clear vision. We are not playing tag team cards, so we don't need to worry about tag purge as well. But we do need to worry about attacking it as fast as we can. If we have a switch card, we can win the game. We have Air Balloon or Switch. Birdkeeper does nothing, so I'm gonna get Air Balloon or Switch. Let's hope we have a Dedenne. Yep, Dedenne is in the deck. So Air Balloon, Switch is all we need to win the game. There we go, Switch. We have 6 of those cards. Okay, we actually won the first game real quick. That was a lucky shot. We got BD, we got Spinner, and we got a Switch. Well, the Switch actually we got the Switch with hard work, but you get the point. BD is actually real hard, and they don't have Crushing Hammers, we don't have XU, so we're pretty lucky. Let's go for our second game. If you complete the ladder, as you can see, this week, these 2 weeks, well, it's actually 20 days. Within this 20-day period, we are given the reward of Reshizard. So we have Reshizard on the ladder as reward. So if you complete it within those 20 days, you get your Reshizard and a full art welder as well. So a shining welder, I think. A Charizard VMAX deck box again. Lightning Pokemon weak towards fighting, so that's good. BD showed up at the wrong time, no energies. Let's get those 2. We got Hapu and Professor's Research, that's good. Let's hope they don't Marnie us, because if they Marnie, we're not going to be able to do much, because BD, we have 4 BDs in this deck, just a quick reminder, and it shows up pretty easily if they Marnie us. Because BD is a supporter card, and if the only supporter card you have in hand after a Marnie is a BD, then you're gonna have to wait for the next supporter card, or a Quick Ball for a Dedenne, or a Sonia for a Dedenne, which is not the ideal way of drawing cards. Okay, they just tried to boss order the XU in vain. That's perfect. Okay, Marshadow, 20 left. We can Hapu now. Let's save a switch. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Oh, we have a switch on hand. Okay. Circle Circuit. Doesn't do much, does it? So they need 5. They need 2 more basic Pokemons. Let's hope they don't knock out our Runerigus. I'm gonna just test the waters here. If they place 2 more basic Pokemons, obviously they can knock out our Runerigus. But let's hope they have not enough, because I don't want to waste my switch. That's probably the only reason I'm placing it at the active spot, is because I don't want to waste my switch. They can just easily place a Dedenne GX or Professor's Research for more basic Pokemons. There we go. Memory Capsule. There we go. Ooh, more Peko. And Runerigus is dead. 120. Oh, 30. For each bench Pokemon. What are we gonna do? So we can already switch to our Sirfetch'd. And place the energies. So we haven't used our supporter card, so let's just DD. Okay, that's good. Let's place that there. Discard everything. So we have a final Runerigus. One last Runerigus in the deck. And we have 1 energy. We got 1 energy from 13 draws. 13 draw. Sorry, from the 13 draws we got only 1 energy. So with a Dedenne and a Professor's Research, 1 basic energy. And we discarded no energies. So it's not a bird type, it's a fighting type, so it's not weak towards lightning, but it is confused now. No matter, it can't attack anyways. So I'm gonna switch out to the new one and attack now. BD is not gonna do anything. Let's do Harpu. So many supporter cards. So we're gonna save that because that's the last one. Save those energies because we need them. Sirfetch'd is gonna die though. Yeah, nothing we can do about that. We have 2 Sirfetch'd, pretty much full HP anyways. Let's Meteor Smash again for 2 more prize cards. And now we just need to knock out another V or a Pikachu VMAX. You never know if they have a VMAX or a Morpeko VMAX even. So there's no Ampharos VMAX yet. Oh, they just let us win. Got 2 Dedennes in the first draw. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Who knows? Ooh, a Mad Party deck. Obviously, it's a bad thing if you get Dedenne for this deck because we have no lightning energies, so no tingly return for us. We get to use BD the next turn if they don't do anything. But we are gonna have to focus on our Runerigus. So Spikemuth. We're probably gonna get energies pretty easily, so let's just do that. So I'm gonna switch retreat at 2. Let's not retreat yet. We might be able to knock it out. Hold on. Let's just retreat. Got another switch though. Prepare to Sirfetch'd, I suppose. Nah. If we're gonna target our Runerigus now, if they don't though, it'll be good. So they are actually using Psychic Energy for a Mad Party deck. That's unusual. That's very highly unusual because it's 3 energy cost and it's the hardest to charge for a Mad Party card. So we can actually do a lot of damage to them. $50 is not gonna kill it though. Let's just retreat. If we get an energy the next turn, we might just use a Sirfetch'd. Because they are actually doing something really silly here. They are using Psychic Energies and they have no Mad Party cards in their discard pile. Like, what are they doing? So we're gonna be knocking out the active one, because if we knock out the bench, then they still have energy to charge to attack. So either way, we're gonna have to knock out one, and knocking out one means we add a Mad Party card to their discard pile, means they can add 20 damage to us. Which might actually be enough to knock out a Galarian Runerigus, because you don't need much to knock it out. You only need 3 Mad Party cards. But they apparently have really bad arrangements, because I mean, Psychic Energy is just not a smart move. Thank you, you have a good deck. Well, you don't have a good deck, but I'm just gonna return the favor. Let's see if we can get a Mad Hammer. Okay, we got a Mad Hammer. We actually got a Bird Keeper switch as well. Oh, no switch though. So Mad Hammer adds 30, I think. Yep. Okay, we won that one because we were up against a very weak Mad Party deck. A Psychic Energy, Fairy Energy. So they were planning on attacking with their Dideen, the Mad Party Dideen, which is probably the worst move you can do for a Mad Party deck. They don't have Dideen GXs. They haven't drawn it yet, probably. They had a bad hand maybe. But who knows, you could actually, you know, it's actually pretty original of them to think of that. You can actually attach a Psychic Energy and a Twin Energy, or even attach a Twin and then BD to attach the Psychic Energy to your Dideen, the Mad Party Dideen, to do a Mad Party, because it is a basic Pokemon and it is 70 HP, which is higher than Bunnelby or Poltegeist. But it's still not, it's just not a good move, you know. It's just way too slow for a standard deck. It's better to have the Dideen in the discard pile. So they have a Zacian. They might be playing ADPZ. Oh, they're playing a Kyogre deck. Oh dear, Kyogre is actually bad for our Axew. It's really bad for our Axew. So they have 7 cards in their hand and they just switched to a Gormandize. Probably gonna draw with Intrepid. There we go. Reducing cards in their hand. If they have a Quick Ball, they can Dideen. Oh my gosh, what are they doing? It actually helps us switch better. We don't need to retreat switch to place damage counters on Yamask. Now we only need to switch with a Spikemuth. If we have a twin, we can attack 100. I'm scared of that Kyogre. Because if it hits once, Axew is dead. So let's not BD. We have an air balloon, might as well just place it somewhere. Didn't really get anything. Let's just discard. We should have discarded the setup. Okay. They might be able to attack now. All they need is a BD and a switch. Obviously with a BD you need an extra energy card, but they have a Viridian Forest for that. And they even have a Arceus Delga Palkia. So I tried this deck before, an ADPZ with a Kyogre, but it's just not that good because you can only hit it once. If you don't try to use a Tapu Koko, you can only hit it once because Ultimate Ray only charges 1 Kyogre. Then you're gonna have to do Ultimate Ray again for the next Kyogre, which is pretty unfeasible. Not very feasible. So we're gonna get our Sirfetch'd and maybe another Axew. Oh, let's get that one as well. Too many actually. Let's just get that one. Should we discard that? Let's just do it. We don't want Marshadow to get knocked out with Amazing Surge, and we don't want them to be drawing energies as well. So that's actually good for us. 1, 2, done. And now Meteor Smash. Spikemuth finally. Birdkeeper, Spikemuth, retreat with Runerigus for an extra 2 damage. Counters doesn't do much, but it accumulates. So they can hit now with Amazing Surge. If they do though, you can actually hit 160. So that's actually good for us. 160, 40 plus 40. Sorry, 120 plus 40. 40 is gonna go to Zacian. Because Zacian, we only need to hit it with 20 to support our Meteor Smash so that it does 1-hit knockout. Amazing Surge is gonna knock out the XU though. Nothing we can do about that. Shouldn't have placed the XU. He just looked at our hand. Mawile GX allows you to look at your opponent's hand. Place any bench Pokemon, basic Pokemon you find that onto their bench. Switch to an Arceus. Energy switch, double energy switch. So they don't want to give us the advantage of our spreading spite, that's why they are using Arceus now. They might actually use an ultimate ray, who knows. Okay, Alter Creation. So we got our Bird Keeper switch. But if we Bird Keeper retreat, we can't use Spikemuth because they're gonna knock it out with Amazing Surge. So we have to watch out for that one. So no Spikemuth. But at least we get to hit 200. If they have a Leon, very unlikely because they are playing Kyogre, a lot of extra cards already needed. They're even playing a Dragonite, that's like a lot of cards. I wonder why, I wonder how they got the space for all those tool cards and energy switches. That's a lot of cards. How do they fit everything in? I guess that's why Dragonite hasn't evolved yet. Sorry, Dratini. Dratini, they didn't even put it until the second or the third turn. So they just let us win because they had a bad hand, I suppose. So that is all for our Bleeding Thorns deck featuring our Galarian Sirfetch'd and Galarian Runerigus, with the Spikemuth to add damage counters to our Runerigus so that it does a lot of damage with our Spreading Spite attack. So obviously with your Runerigus card, you can be thinking of the Jinx with the Ominous Posture ability, allowing you to transfer one damage counter from one of your Pokemon to another one of your other Pokemon in any way you like, but only one though. So if you have a lot of Jinxes, you can transfer 3 damage counters at most. Probably you have one in the prize card, or maybe one you can't summon yet, or maybe you don't have enough bench space for it. But usually if you have 4 Jinxes in your deck, you would have 3 at your bench spot, allowing you to transfer 3 damage counters to your Runerigus every turn, meaning if you switch it out from the active spot and if you Bird Keeper a few times, you can effectively add up to 7 damage counters on your Runerigus to do 140 damage right off the bat, very quickly, very easily within the first few turns. Maybe by the second turn you can have already 7 damage counters on one Runerigus already evolved, and you can do 140 every turn after that. Then that would be perfect, because 140 for a 1 price card is a lot, and it's not damage, it's damage counters, meaning they can't protect their Pokemons from them. They can't have it bypasses resistance, it bypasses all effects of energy cards. For example, if they have Stone Energy, it doesn't work for Spreading Spite because you are placing damage counters on them. If they have Chichester buff, or if they have Full Metal Wall, it doesn't protect them. The damage, because it's not damage counters, it's damage. It's not damage, it's damage counters. But if they have Metal Saucer, if they have Metal Goggles, attached to their Pokemon, you can't place damage counters on their Pokemon, then Spreading Spite is disabled. So you're gonna have to think about a way around that. You're gonna have to use Mad Hammer or maybe some other cards to attack their Pokemon. If you are featuring your deck off of only Runerigus, then you can add those Jinxes as I said. But for this deck, we are focusing more on our Sirfetch'd, because Sirfetch'd does a whopping 200 damage with its Meteor Smash with only 3 energy cost. So we are focusing on this card more for this deck because we only have 3 Spikemuth in this deck. We have no way of summoning those Spikemuth. We have no Skylas, no Guzmahala, no Stadium Navs, and so we are only relying on it turning up by our draws, by Marnie, Research, the Deans, or our Hapu. And we are sorry, where's Hapu? There you are, Hapu. So we are focusing more on our Sirfetch'd because we have a lot of BDs in this deck, and we have our Axews to support our energy attachment, to make sure it doesn't get discarded, to make sure Axew doesn't get knocked out, to make sure Sirfetch'd doesn't get knocked out before it does a hit, to make sure energies stays in place. Also, Axew does not protect you from damage. You can you know, if they play a Cursula V, then Axew is basically destroyed, because if you attach energy from your hand to Axew, you have to place 3 damage counter on it, and they can attack it with Hollow Missile at the bench spot. So they can target Axew at the bench spot with Hollow Missile, and if you already attach an energy to it, then they can knock it out. So it's really bad if they play a Cursula V and you are playing an Axew. So if they have a Cursula V in their active spot, it's better to attach energy to your Sirfetch'd. But if they are playing Cursula V, it's very likely they're gonna have hammers, it's very likely they're gonna have Team Yells and all those cards that discard energy from your Pokemon. They might even have a what's it called? A Lycanroc GX that discards energy from your active Pokemon. So it's important to watch out for a Cursula V deck if you're playing heavy attack cost Pokemons. So Sirfetch'd is not really that heavy, but 3 is still pretty heavy, and they can play a lot of Yells, they can play a lot of Hammers, so that's something to watch out for. And we also have Marshadow in this deck to make sure they don't play Chaotic Swell, which can, you know, stun our stadium cards. So we don't want our stadium cards being stunned. We need to be playing Spikemuth as fast as we can, so that Runerigus can take as much damage counters to do more damage counters to our opponent's Pokemon. So as I said, it's better to have Jinx if you are focusing on a Runerigus deck, but we are focusing more on Sirfetch'd for our Bleeding Thorns deck, even though the name suggests otherwise. So that's all for this deck. If you enjoyed, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We feature original special decks every 2 days. So if you want to check out our channel, go ahead, check out our playlist as well. Check out the description as well for any more extra info on the deck list update or any extra info on Pokemon TCGO. And we'll see you on the next video. Have fun, keep playing, and keep gaining experience. Don't worry about the small losses. They give you a lot of experience and knowledge about the game, allowing you to score more wins and build better decks. So that's all for this video. Have a nice day, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now, guys!